I started out in college, went to college, went to Temple University, played basketball. Yeah. Well, I sat the bench, And that's the number one question I get. You're so tall. Why don't you play basketball? I'm not that good, I tried. It just didn't work out, They want you to run, jump, and shoot. I was like, hey, coach, pick one. You know what I'm saying? I can't do all this. So I left college early, didn't get my degree. I figured I'd drop out, and now student loans calls me every day. Where's the money? Where's the money? I'm like, hey, I figured we was, even. I didn't graduate, so we both lose out on this deal, Keep calling here again, either. You know what I hate about creditors? You ever had a creditor call you and threaten you? Like next time you walk to your car, you better look over your shoulder. Like it's gonna be something. Well, if we don't get a payment soon, there'll be repercussions. Like, ooh, what are you gonna call me twice? I'll talk to you later. I'm watching Maury right now.
I'm a Lebanese-American single working mom. It's not as glamorous as it sounds. And people keep suggesting that I homeschool my kids. I would never do that. Because if you kick your kid out of school, you make them homeless. What do? Have a PTA meeting and go in the corner and talk to yourself? My kid makes me do that now. And how does a person go from being a teacher to being a mom? It's like a split personality thing, right? Class dismissed, go home. How was school today, honey? How is that bitch treating you? Kids today, they're too sexually advanced. I was explaining the facts of life to my 10-year-old son, and he showed me pictures on the web. And then I had to explain how the pictures just look like me. And how the guy on the web was not his father, as his father is not a big actor. And you know what? I hate those potluck dinners, There's always that one lady that's got to show off because she makes one dish better than everybody else. The witch with the bundt cake. I made this at home. I made this at home. Well, I made this at home. Town buffet. And it was so good, they couldn't finish it.
So I had a show recently. I was at a college, and I was really looking forward to it because I loved college. College was great, and I got there, and just the whole thing, it was very depressing. Just, everywhere I went, it was just one giant reminder of how deep I'm buried in student loan debt right now. It's awful. I got so many student loans to pay off still, and it's all for what ended up being a degree in African American Studies. That's true. I'm not lying, guys. My buddy Dion calls me the Negro Whisperer. Every day in class is kind of like being Eminem at the Soul Train Music Awards. Just a sea of beautiful black faces and then one little white dot. Boop. I took a lot of great classes: African American history, African American literature, African American religions. But it was tough, man. After graduation, the only thing I qualified for was to be a black guy. Tough spot to be in. This economy. But graduation was a good time. One of my favorite part of graduation was when I got to walk across the stage with the rest of the students in my major, and we got our diploma, and they were calling out everybody's names.
Kwame Lamarcus Jackson, Reginald Omar Brown, Shaquita Rosa Thomas, Sean Sullivan McBride.
Didn't quite fit there, did we? I think my really one of the most interesting, fun parts of my graduation experience was I got to wear a kente cloth over my gown. And some of you might know, but for those of you who don't, it's a very beautiful, colorful African sash. And I was home recently, and I got to watch the videotape of my graduation for the first time. And it was nuts, because I could hear my parents talking in the background. Right? My mom was like, "Which one's Shawnee?" And my dad's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, Judy, he's the only white one wearing one of those Kunta Kinte scarves." Yeah. So here I am, watching myself complete my degree in African American Studies with my father, Mel Gibson, on the play-by-play. Nice one, Dad.
I know one thing that's synonymous with both, older and younger people. We're all struggling, aren't we? All financial difficulties. We're doing the best we can. But I don't really think our government's doing a whole lot to help us out. I mean, we got a lot of deficit in our government itself. The government has a deficit of what, like 3.4, maybe $7 trillion? Quite a jump I made there. He said, it seems awful hypocritical for the government to have that kind of debt, yet they're going to sweat me on my student loan. I owe $1,832. But they call me every week, like my little money's gonna make a dent in it. Look here, Mark, are we gonna get a payment ever? No, I mean, as I called you last week, I didn't spend the money on school. Therefore, I don't feel I should pay it back. He said, well, look here, sir, if we don't get a payment soon, the next option is going to be for us to get collections on you. I said, man, you ain't gonna be the first. But don't sit here and try to threaten nobody. Because a lot of this is your fault, Mr. Government Man. Because if I was you, I wouldn't have loaned me the money. You have all this intelligence. Had you just done a little bit of research, there were plenty of red flags. First of all, I'm down here 50 years old. I've barely been to school yet. What makes you think I'm going to go at this juncture in my life? Well, I know, sir, but this will adversely affect your credit. And? I mean, again, with a little more due diligence on your part, you'd have seen my credit's already messed up. And your credit's bad when you need a co-signer to pay cash. Oh, my. I'd apply for credit cards. They show up in the mail already cut up. But I still use them, though. But not with the same confidence rich people do. When you're struggling and use your credit card, there's sometimes drama associated with your purchase, isn't it? You put your little products on the belt and slide the card through, you got to concentrate. You got to look here and flip through, Mac. You got to go ahead and look at the little window, and you slide the card, and it's like sending, transmitting, receiving, processing. Processing. And when it takes too long, we get nervous, don't we? Try to think some excuse to tell the cashier in case it don't go through. Oh, hold on, that might not make it. Just remembered. Made a major purchase at the big lots. I'm not sure that's gonna go through.
So we're moving to the suburbs because it's hard to educate kids in the city. I mean, you got two options. You can either spend your life savings getting them through preschool, or you can spend your whole day worrying that they don't get shanked in the sandbox. That's New York City's public schools for you. So we did do both. We had our child and we took her to the private school, and it was parent-teacher night. The teacher's like, hey, how you doing, Mr. and Mrs. Jennings? And I'm like, great, so how's Ruby doing? We don't make those kinds of assessments here. We find judging kids is bad for their self-esteem. I'm paying you $40,000. I don't care about her self-esteem at all. She gets into Harvard, she can make enough money to get a therapist. Let's go. So then we're like, let's just go to public school. Why not? Let's just try it. She's got to be tough. Kids, got to have some moxie. Parent-teacher conference night, I was like, hey, Mrs. Gonzalez, what's going on? How's Ruby doing? Oh, Mommy, you got a good kid. She don't bite nobody. She don't poop in her pants. She don't eat no glue. She is ready for Mensa. I do love my kids. The hard thing that I try to do is I always try to not curse in front of them, which is quite difficult because they're children and they drive me crazy. But one day my daughter was walking and she dropped the F-bomb like, psh. And I was like, what did you say? And she was like, pizza. I was like, no. What did you say? And she was like, pizza. And I was like, you know what, baby girl? Mommy spent way too much money on Hooked on Phonics for you not to come up with a better word that rhymes with that. Let's start with duck. How's that? I'm not saying that my kids, watch a lot of television. It's not like the babysitter. It's more like a legal guardian. I feel like it's important for kids to, not bother me. No, they love it. They understand. Mommy does love them on Tuesdays.
It's weird, I majored in history, and now I have to take, online classes so I can get a great job. But I don't have the focus for that. Have you guys seen the internet? Have you seen the internet? Trying to study online is like trying to study in a room where there's kittens, and there's people getting beheaded, and then there's naked women, and then you go to the back and there's a book, and it's like, sorry, this is a free preview. Then you go back to the naked women, then there's a pop-up, and it's like, hey, then there's a Nigerian guy who's like, hey, give me your credit card information, I'll give you $30 million. Then there's a pop-up, it's like, hey, do you want to hook up with hot chicks from Sacramento? You're like, that's a lie, there are no hot chicks in Sacramento. This is weird, so weird. Recently broke up with my girlfriend, guys. No, it's fine. Shut that down quick. Here's what happened is I knew it was over because I had dreams that I was cheating on her. We were asleep, and I dreamt I was cheating on her. So I woke her up to see if she was also dreaming about cheating on me. I was like, what were you dreaming about? And she was like, I dreamt that we were together forever, and I dreamt about our house and our kids. And she's like, what did you dream about? And I was like, I dreamt I was at Jay's house working. You can call him and ask him. And then I called up my friend Jay. I was like, yo, if my girl calls, I was dreaming about you, son. But then I thought about it, clearly she was lying because no one should ever fantasize about me. I should be no woman's, fantasizing about me is like fantasizing about McNuggets. It is the easiest thing in the world to get. You should have higher aspirations. Get McNuggets with better credit before I'm your dream nugget. All right. So I asked her, I was like, what were you actually dreaming about? And she was like, well, I'm seeing someone else. It's like, are you cheating on me? And she was like, no, I'm cheating on him, which is the best logic ever. No, him. And she's like, listen, he watched your YouTube videos, he's read your Twitter, he knows exactly who you are. And my response was, well, does he find me funny?
I grew up in the suburbs. I'm from the burbs, not just outside of the city, but I'm from a subdivision, with a name in the front, with lights. We have the HOA, the Homeowners Association, y'all know, it's a fascist group. They regulate things like the color of your mailbox, citation, that. This type of environment. I went to predominantly white neighborhoods, predominantly white schools. That's my norm. I'm from a red state. That's what I do. But one year, I went to a predominantly urban black school. And I was a fish out of water. I'm from a 2-parent home, and you know what I'm saying? I'm a unicorn. I know my dad and everything. All right? Take a picture. But I went to the school one year, and the thing is, you have to understand is that kids don't know that they're different. And to other kids, let them know that they're different. It's not good being different. So I walk in on the first day, just happy to be a new kid at the school, and I said, "Hi, I'm Travina. What's your name?" "Ugh. Girl, why you talk like that?" You mean subject-verb agreement? Like, you talk real proper. You mean properly? Yeah, so I had no friends.
I think that right now I'm living through what's going to go down as the worst decision of my life. I homeschool my daughter. I don't recommend that at all. She is always home. She never leaves. I don't get weekends off, summer breaks, teacher institution day, none of that. And I'm her teacher, so I'm expected to teach her stuff that I didn't care about when I was in high school, and I still don't care about it. You know, it's like a squared plus b squared equals, who the hell cares? Squared. In British literature, I giveth not a damn. I try to act like I don't know that she's cheating and Googling her answers. I'm like, just don't let me see it. I'm gonna go in there and watch General Hospital. You just finished that test. Parent-teacher conferences suck, man. Her mother's ambivalent about her education. It's probably gonna end up in trade school or something. I think trade school was a good idea in theory. You know, you pick a trade, you go, you learn only that, and then you move on with your life. Good idea in theory. They forgot something. They let you pick your own trade, and they don't give personality tests. You know, if you are a former gang member, you should not be working in customer service. For some reason, all the little thugette girls want a career in the medical profession. If I can do it, you can do it. Don't do it, please. Don't do it. I went to the doctor, and I walked up, the girl was like, "Who you repping?" Excuse me? "Who you rolling with? Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, what?" "Oh, insurance? Yeah, I ain't got none." I had to get some blood work done. I went and sat down and put my arm out. The little phlebotomist hopped up, wrapped a belt around my arm and started tapping. When she couldn't get a vein, she's like, "Take off your shoes and spread your toes." I'm like, damn you, trade school.
So, I moved out here to Los Angeles to chase my dreams. And I've almost caught them, okay? I am this close, but not close enough to make any of you jealous. I am trying to be a TV writer, and right now I am an assistant on a TV show, or as my mom likes to call it, one big vacation. Yeah. Must be nice. That's how she always starts everything. Must be nice to be so rich that you can move to Hollywood and not care what your family thinks of you. Must be nice. And that's not true, all right? Because I am not rich. I'm not. And my family has trouble distinguishing between working in TV and living inside the big shiny box. You know what I mean? They think my life is straight out of an episode of Extra. Lunch at the Ivy with Nicole, shopping at Kitson with Paris, drinks with MK at Hyde. Yesterday, I had to get lunch for 30 network executives, all of whom have eating disorders disguised as food allergies, from a restaurant where nobody speaks a word of English. I totally should have taken Japanese in college, because that would have been a lot more useful than the stuff I did take. I mean, where was my course in how to find American Idol tickets for a spoiled millionaire the night before the show, when he's neither dying of cancer nor famous enough to sit right behind Paula? They don't teach you that in college. The most practical thing I learned in college was never to drink anything out of a funnel, a trash can, or something served by a guy named Dirty Rob. Good times. But I'm chasing the dream, people, 14-hour days, minimum wage. But every once in a while, Christina Applegate rubs my arm and knows my name. Yeah, must be nice, my mom says, hanging out with celebrities instead of your family. Must be nice. Now, if I were living my mom's dream, I would have 6 kids live around the corner and we'd go power walking at the Super Walmart every day. And that totally could have happened had I been popular enough to get laid in high school. Who's sorry now that they didn't let me wear makeup, huh, Mom? Who's sorry now? Because I was raised by fundamentalist Christians, and they don't believe in makeup or laughter. Yeah, and it's hard to be cool when you think Madonna's just some shiny voodoo doll worshipped by Catholics. Yeah, good times in high school. No, my family tried to teach me well. They taught me that Jesus loves you as long as you don't vote for a Democrat or marry a black man. Jesus didn't seem to mind that we were dirt poor and that I weighed more than my 3rd grade teacher, Mr. Schleicher. Yeah, this tall, 20 pounds, more than I weigh today, people. Imagine it, it's not good. And I blame my weight problem entirely on Ronald Reagan and the failure of trickle-down economics. Because back in the 1980s, someone in the government thought it would be a brilliant fix to our nation's poverty crisis to give us all enormous bricks of orange cheese and butter. Anyone? Government food program, audience of white people, anybody? Just me. Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you think about it. It's kind of like, we tried the food pyramid. Now let's go with the parallelogram of lard. And Ronald Reagan wondered why I failed his frickin' fitness test. Guys, the only thing I was sitting and reaching for in the 1980s was a grilled cheese sandwich made on day-old bread, okay? Yes. The religious right, they are big fans of the homeschooling. I'm gonna assume none of you were homeschooled because you are here tonight. Homeschooling makes a lot of sense when you think about it, right? Who's better qualified to educate our nation's youth than some child bride with a GED? Mary Sue, who thinks that stem cells are like human sea monkeys. It's like, okay, kids, Jebediah, Jedediah, Jeremiah, Jonas, John, Ezekiel, Mark, Matthew, Luke, Mary, Ruth, Marie, Mary, Ruth. Go get your brothers and sisters. Today we're going to study history. American history. America, God's country, God's people, was founded in 1776, says so right here on my quarter. That's when the Pilgrims, good God-fearing folk, came over from Europe, den of Sodom and Gomorrah, and George Washington killed all the dinosaurs and wrote the Magna Carta. No child left behind, God bless America. Oh, thank God, or whoever. My parents didn't have enough money to homeschool me. They just sent me to public school looking like an extra off the set of Little House on the Prairie. I was in the band, of course. I wanted to play the trombone, not sure why. Big, shiny phallus, parents never hugged me. But my mom made me play the flute because she didn't want me to turn into a lesbian. I mean, really, folks, we could not afford reprogramming camp. So I did. I played the flute, and I became the world's first 10-year-old fag hag. Mom's so proud. I mean, because nothing bonds a fat chick and an effeminate boy like a shared love of Phantom of the Opera and the captain of the JV soccer team. High school was fun. Sometimes when I need to remind myself how far I've come, I Google people I hated in high school. If you guys don't do that, you're the person they're Googling, just in case you were wondering. But seriously, make a list of 10 people you hated in high school. Guaranteed you type those people into Google, one of them has done something so horrific, you will feel better for the next month. I recently found out that the meanest guy in my high school, Nick Petrovich, in case anybody wants to fact check me later, has become a Civil War reenactor. And I just want to know, who does that? Who thinks it's fun to spend your weekends marching through the Kmart parking lot, banging a little drum, reenacting the most embarrassing moment in our nation's history? Who does that? That would be like if I went home one weekend and was like, hey Mom, why don't we reenact the time that Dad left and never came back? You grab the station wagon, I'll get the cat.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Yeah, a couple screams. I hope that wasn't a dude. Yeah, what's up? How y'all doing? Ladies, nice. Y'all looking good from here. Hey, I didn't look, brother. I wasn't looking down her shirt, man. It's hard, man. She's sitting there like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, well, hey, what's up? If he wasn't standing there, I would, hey, yeah, okay, anyway. It's good to be here, man. Anybody go to Barnes & Nobles? You guys go to Barnes & Nobles? I went to Barnes & Nobles. I saw this book called Pilots for Dummies. I'm like, they're taking this for dummies thing a little bit too far. Don't you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need no dummies flying planes, you know? And I'm looking at this book that actually had alternative methods for flight preparation. I was like, yeah, you gotta stretch and you gotta tone. I'm like, stretching and toning? Don't they know the plane is gonna be doing the flying? Like, this is so dumb. Pilots for dumb. But then I realized I was a dumb one when the sales clerk was like, it says Pilates for dummies. Oh, all right. As I wait, you guys clap like, maybe he wants us to clap. No, I was just in the moment. I'm sorry. I was in the moment, man. I was listening to the best of Sade a couple weeks ago. You guys, anybody like Sade? Sade? Yeah. Yeah. Got into this big debate. Is it Sade? Is it Sade? Then the debate, everybody's like, it's Sade. No, it's Sade. No. I actually found out it was Sade. I thought it was Sade. I was like, oh, wow. Then the debate turned to, is she black? Is she Hispanic? I'm like, look, let me tell you how I know Sade is black. Because black people get a kick out of confusing people with a name. That's us, you know what I'm saying? I know her dad was like, she kind of light-skinned. People might not know she black. I'm going to call her Sade and spell it like Sade. They'll know then. So I got a little son, he's real light-skinned too, and I want people to know he's black. So even though I named him Jared, I spell it Jake. I love how like, I love how people are like, oh, I get it, yes. Amusing. I'm a hip-hop fan. Any hip-hop fans in the house? Any hip-hop fan? Yes. I'm starting to notice something, y'all. Rappers are starting to get lazy. Because back in the day, there used to be 2 versions of every song. The album version, they talk about dope. They'd be like, dope, man, dope, man. And then the radio version would sound like a whole other song. They'd be like, postman, postman. But nowadays, they just gonna mute out the cuss words. Like, you'll listen to the radio, they'll bump some Snoop Dogg. He's guess who's back in the motherfucking house with a fat for your motherfucking mail. Y'all, what if comedians decided instead of clean up our act for TV, we would just mute out the cuss words? A comic would be on the stage talking about, man, I had to tell my girlfriend about baseball. Then I told that dude I seen her with, you ain't nothing but the mother. Yeah, that was funny. I hate it like when you're watching your favorite movie on TV and they just kill it with the editing. You know what I'm talking about? I was watching Coming to America on USA. Oh man, they butchered it, dude. Samuel L. Jackson watching to McDowell's. Anybody move, I'll blow your freaking head off. Akeem was like, it will be wise for you to put the weapon down. Who the is this? Butthole. I don't know if y'all seen Die Hard in a long time. Don't watch it on Channel 5, y'all. Don't do it. They killed a dude. They actually said mother loving. McClane walked in. Yippee-ki-yay, mother lover. Has anybody ever heard this word used in a sentence? Get out my mother loving face. Well, I'll blow your freaking head off. Yes. I'm a substitute teacher. Yes, thank you. Sure, I'll take it. It's really hard being a substitute teacher, especially when the kids flirt with you. Because it makes you feel real uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Mr. Erby, looking good, hi. Thank you. Bobby. This boy's mom had to come visit him today. Man, you ever had your mom come to visit you at school? It was like so embarrassing, dude. I remember my mom came to visit me, man. It was the worst. I was like, Mom, I don't need you here. I'm the teacher. She came to visit me in 8th grade too. And I was really embarrassed because like my mom, she used to have this short flat top. Yeah. I didn't want to admit that was my mom. like the people tried to bag on her. They was like, ooh, she looked like Cameo. I'm like, that's my mom, dog. He was like, word up. It's kind of crazy though, like I can't believe I'm taking after my mom and like the family business of education. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think like I'm a little off, you know, like I guess I'm getting old, man, because it's weird, I'm starting to say little teacher sayings. Like a kid came into class, he was late, I wasn't even tripping. Then I just slipped like, glad you can join us. I was like, what happened? I'm doing this long-term assignment right now. You know what a long-term assignment is? It's when you gotta like teach like one class like a long period of time. It's hard when you gotta do long-term, because you really gotta teach. You can't show no video for 6 months, you know what I'm saying? Because after 3 months, the kids are like, look, we done found Nemo. It's time to do some learning. But I'm not the best one to be teaching because I was a knucklehead. You forget what you learned in high school, you know what I'm saying? Like the kids be asking me all kind of questions, I'm having to wing it. Like, Mr. Erby, how you do long division? I'm like, divide the bigger number by the smaller number and press equal. That's what I do, man. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. I like the kids, man, in my school, man, it's kind of sad because like, they're really influenced with the hip-hop generation, you know what I mean? And they'll do anything they see on a hip-hop video, you know what I'm saying? It kind of like bugs me, like there's a new thing in the hood where the boys walking around in pink. I don't know if y'all seen this. They walk, and they think it's tight too, like, yeah, pimps wear pink, man. I'm like, nah, that's a San Francisco pimp. You don't want to be one of those, you know what I'm saying? But they don't, man, I'm not getting to the whole pink thing, because it's just a fad, dude. Like, you gonna get all that pink, it's gonna go out of style, then you stuck looking like Pepto-Homo. Don't do it, y'all. God is love. I'm Kyle Erby. Thank you very much.